Testing. Testing. Alright. I don't know how much of that was heard or not, but it's fine. Just to reiterate what I was saying, there's a lot in my mind, a lot of things that I want to say. I kind of want to see if I can get some homies in here to try to make this a little, I don't know, more of an insight on what I wanted to talk about. I don't even know if I can, to be honest, because they might not be on, which is okay. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, depending on who you are, where you at. But yeah, I just wanted to make this joint. Just because I don't know, I feel like I need to, feel like I want to, feel like, I don't know. Yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot right now for me. I guess I just want to say basically, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. Like I said, I don't know if my might cut out completely. I don't know, but again, if you guys don't know, you guys see the thumbnail, of course. You probably do know if you watching this video and watching this channel, been on this channel forever. You know that Akira Toriyama has passed. He passed actually last week, and last week on the 1st, and they announced it because I think they just did a funeral and everything. But yeah. No idea how am I supposed to feel here, if I'm even allowed to, you know. I know I'm reiterating a lot of the things because I'm probably gonna go into some deep a little bit, you know what I'm saying, nothing too crazy, but probably gonna go in a little bit, some deep. This stream isn't monetized. I don't want to monetize it. I don't think people should. But it'll be a VOD, and this won't be up long at all. I guess, I don't know, I guess maybe I'll just start it off by giving you guys a brief description of my day. It's currently 7:30 here in Japan, and well, my day started 12 hours ago. I woke up in the middle of the night. I seen an episode of Dashi. He launched some new content that I was excited about. Went back to sleep. Got up at 11 something. Got ready for school. And the homeboy, shout out to Rico, aka Edward Lockett, aka that fat boy. He hit me with a message on Xbox saying that Akira Toriyama had passed. Now, knowing this man, I'm thinking, oh, he's lying. You know, he's a habitual liar sometimes. But then I also had to think in that split moment that he doesn't lie about stuff like that. He wouldn't lie about death or anything like that. So of course I'm gonna Carfax. I'm gonna car check everything. I'm gonna do all my Carfax. Looked on Twitter. It was true. Now of course, for me, I've really dealt with death a lot in my life. There's only one person that passed that I can really think of, like had a decent significance in my life. And selfish as it sounds, but you know, I don't have anybody in my family that passed or anything like that immediate. My mom, my dad, my brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles that, you know, been around since day one. They're still here, you know, they're still here, and nothing's like that's happened. So I don't really understand or know too much about death. I don't know what I can do, say, feel. I don't know. The one person that did pass was my cousin, and she was around my mother's age. They did everything together. They were like, you know, neck and neck sisters. So obviously they had a special relationship with mine. So when she passed, I mean, of course it hit me, and you know, that's a family member, you know what I'm saying? But of course her passing affected me differently than it did those who were, you know, more akin to her, you know, children, mother, father, stuff like that. In the wake of that passing, this kind of feels similar, you know. Akira Toriyama, being the creator of Dragon Ball, you know, he's done so much for the anime community just by creating this anime specifically, and so many more others, and not just anime, manga, games, a whole bunch of other different things, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of lost for words at the moment. You know, I'm stumbling all over 'em. I don't know how, like I said, I'm supposed to feel. But just to say, without Akira Toriyama, I wouldn't be here today, you know, talking to you guys. I wouldn't be in this country right now. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but without anime, without the influence of Dragon Ball, you know, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different animes that were inspired through the one that we know is Dragon Ball, but the one that he created. You know, I wouldn't have met a lot of people, a lot of my friends, if you know, he wasn't around, if he, you know, hadn't created Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who is a creative person that loves this anime, that loves this series, you know, and it wants to be at a similar level, or, you know, as far as, you know, doing my own thing with the Dragon Ball Woken and stuff like that, and just be creative in my own way. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's an inspiration. And he, of course, he was a private person. Nobody really, you know, probably ever met him. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I don't know if I'm even allowed to feel that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, never met him, so I don't know how the living is supposed to express, you know, death, if they're even allowed to, if they don't know this person, you know, personally. I don't know, you know. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel, if I'm allowed to feel this way, you know. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. I think, you know, from anybody, if it was me and, you know, I did something to leave a mark on this planet, even if it's just to one person, you know, I'd be grateful. And Akira Toriyama has touched millions of people over the past 30 to 40 years. And man, so young. He passed at 68, man. And if you guys read the article, they said that there were so many more works in the making for Dragon Ball. Now, if you don't know, yes, he has a successor, Toritaro. But at the same time, this passing hits a little bit different. It just hits different, you know. I actually watched Syriac's video. Like I said, there's so many different connections. Before I get into that, there's so many different connections. Something that he said in his video that just resonated with me. There's so many different connections from Dragon Ball and the things that Toriyama has created that connect us to other people and other things that we don't even know about. Like, Syriac doesn't know me from left to right, but from seeing Dragon Ball content, Xenoverse and Fighters and their whole group, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have never even found their content and never found them to be entertaining if it wasn't for, you know, Dragon Ball content. But, you know, I digress. Like I said, man, I wouldn't have relationships to this day. This channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. Shoot, I go as far to say is I don't think I would be who I am today if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, let alone being alive today. And again, like I said, it sounds so dramatic, but I guess it is. You know, I don't know what to say. There's just a lot of different things that resonated with me with the series, and you know, I in my personal own way wanted to be a part of it. I've always wanted to be a part of it. So one of the biggest things that was created with Toriyama, obviously having some hand in it, granted it wasn't the best, but Dragon Ball Ultimate Tenkaichi. I think I'm just gonna go down the line of certain things that, you know, my life being affected by Dragon Ball, and you know, you guys can chime in if you want to as well. But I guess my first thing was I've always enjoyed anime, whether I knew I did or not, whether I was allowed to or not. You know, I watched Speed Racer growing up, Pokemon, then I wasn't allowed to, and there's so many different things that happened. Eventually Toonami was a thing in the 2000s, you know, early 90s, you know, or late 90s, early 2000s. And I remember my first ever Dragon Ball episode. It's kind of crazy because I ain't really ever think about when my first episode of Dragon Ball was. But my first ever episode of Dragon Ball wasn't actually in Dragon Ball. It was actually in Dragon Ball Z. And it was at random. You know, it was just at random. And I ended up watching one of the Frieza arcs. You know, it was an episode during the Frieza saga. And I don't remember. I think it was when Frieza was first formed fighting Piccolo, Vegeta. I didn't know what this was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know left from right what this was. You know, and to be honest, at first I didn't want to watch it. But I watched maybe about 5-6 minutes of it. And when I tell you I was hooked because I didn't know what was going on. But it was like amazing. You know, to me it was amazing. You had these fight scenes going on. You had this villain talking all kinds of trash, man. And you know what I'm saying? It was different. You had all these different people working together to fight off this one villain. And the episode ended. Now it's like, yo, what's gonna happen? And two, and for some 90s kids, y'all know me on this, they would launch two episodes a week. So they'd run 2 episodes a week. So they ran the second episode. I watched the episode right after that. I didn't even know how fast time went by, but after that second episode, I was hooked. I was hooked, man. So the next week went by, I kept watching it, and I just got into Dragon Ball just based off of a random channel change. You know what I'm saying? Before there was Netflix and Hulu, we had cable, you know what I'm saying? And it was a random channel change, you know what I'm saying? I went from Nickelodeon to Cartoon Network, and Toonami was on there. So, you know, it just happened. And of course, like I said before, even before Dragon Ball, of course I watched other anime when I was allowed to, and then I wasn't allowed to, but it just happened. It's random. It happened at one point, and man, I enjoyed it. And that's what really got me into it. Dragon Ball, you know, or anime in general. You know what I'm saying? I was already in it, but I didn't know I was in it. But when Dragon Ball hit the scene, there wasn't no stopping that, you know? So fast forward a little bit in my life, you know, more Dragon Ball games. I was so in tune with Dragon Ball, and then gaming came around. I was always into gaming. I just never was able to do it. But there's a situation in my life where I was eventually able to start gaming and whatnot, and I did. And I learned about Dragon Ball games, you know what I'm saying? So I really got deep into Dragon Ball games. Other games I got into, but just for this purposes, you know, I got really deep into Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? I got into Budokai, the Budokai series. You know what I'm saying? Budokai came out, played the crap out of Budokai. Budokai 2 came out, and that was my favorite. After that, I couldn't really play too many, or, you know, things happened. You know what I'm saying? 360 came out, so we had the Rage and Blast series, because I didn't get to play any of the Budokai Tenkaichi. I wanted to, but, you know, I never ended up getting the game for whatever reason. But Budokai Tenkaichi just didn't do it. Rage and Blast series came out. Man, when I tell you I had a field day on Rage and Blast, it was fun. I was in between Rage and Blast and Halo 3, Rage and Blast 2, Halo 4. You know, I was just in between games, but it was nothing like Rage and Blast. There was nothing like Rage and Blast series. And I spent so many hours on Rage and Blast, meeting a lot of freaking crazy players on that game, made lifelong friendships, lifelong rivals, specifically on that game alone. You know what I'm saying? And then a few years later, Battle of Z came out. Battle of Z, no, Raging Blast. Sorry, Raging Blast 2 came out. I'm sorry. Ultimate Tenkaichi came out. It was Ultimate Tenkaichi. Ultimate Tenkai came out, and man, that game had to be the most bare bone games of all time. But Toriyama did have a hand into it. However, the game just needed to be out just due to Shueisha's contract with Dragon Ball at the time. It was not what it is today. But I digress. When that game came out, as bare bones as it was, the game allowed you to create your very first AAA character. You know, we had character creation in that game. So it didn't matter to me. It didn't matter how good or bad the game was. I got to create my own look at my own self inside of the Dragon Ball universe. Okay, I got to really make myself into one of my favorite anime of all time. I got to put myself in this world in which, you know, the creator created, you know what I'm saying? Obviously for everybody and himself, of course. So I got to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's how I felt. I got to be a part of this world now, you know? And this was the first time we ever really got to do it, or at least I got to ever do it. Of course, it was like Dragon Ball Online, but for, you know, console players at the time, you know, get a game console back then, it was typically an Xbox or a PC, or Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo, you know what I'm saying? those were what we had. PC wasn't really super huge back at those times. Sure, they had it, but it wasn't like commonly known. So yeah, I had that, and from there on, I mean, I met brothers. I didn't meet friends, man. I met brothers. You know what I'm saying? My boy Rico, aka Edward Lockett. My boy Joey. You know what I mean? My boy Sterling. You know what I mean? We don't even put him in there. My boy Fine. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put a whole bunch of people in here that we met just online alone. These are lifelong friends, man. And we met them through Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you guys pretty much know the rest from there. Yeah, we've sat there. We had discussions, meeting friends, having discussions about the next Dragon Ball game that's gonna come out. The next episode was gonna happen. The next episode on Dragon Ball Super. The next movie that's gonna come out. The next superpower. The next transformation. You name it. This game has created friends, frenemies, debates. This is created a lot of good, bad, controversy, French. Man, you can't name it. And it's thanks to, you know, Akira Toriyama. As much as he may or may have not known how much he's impacted the globe, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't really know what to say. Like I say, like this for me, like this is, I'm trying to figure out how I should feel. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just really sad, you know, and my heart's been in my throat this whole entire time because, like I said, y'all, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to y'all at all if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. I know right now we're playing, you know, Naruto on the channel, but before then we weren't even playing Naruto on the channel. You know, this channel was created specifically for Dragon Ball. And yeah, I don't really know what to say at this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, my emotions are everywhere. You know what I mean? I know some people are probably tearing up and crying across the globe, and that's okay. I ain't do it, you know what I'm saying? But I would totally understand if you did. I don't think that I am capable of doing that, just because certain aspects that, you know, that I grew up with, that I can't. So I felt like I was going to today, but I've been holding back a lot, especially being here in Japan right now. As much, you know, it's kind of everywhere. A lot of people aren't saying it, but you literally can see it everywhere. I mean, I'm watching people, you know, seeing it on their phone. They have it on the train. It's posted on the train screens and stuff, so they're everywhere. It's the news is pretty much everywhere right now. So it's a bit disheartening, to say the least, and I just want to, you know what I'm saying, extend my condolences to Akira Toriyama's family and everything. I don't know really what to say or how to feel, because like I said, I haven't lost anybody to that specific extent, but still Toriyama had a really, really big impact on me, on the anime community. just by creating the series, you know what I'm saying? So it's difficult to, you know, kind of talk about. I don't know. Like I said, I feel maybe I feel wrong about talking about it, feeling the way that I do. But what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess I'll just do like a little closing. I've always been inspired by Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has helped me create a lot of different ideas when it comes to gaming, when it comes to this channel, when it comes to just expanding my mind of creating stories and creating a character, whether it be a protagonist, an antagonist. It created an opening in my mind. Without Akira Toriyama making this series, Dragon Ball Awoken would have never been a thing. I would have never thought of it. I would have never created it. Arctic would have never been a thing. Okay? Like I said, I would not be here if it wasn't for him. And creating this series and just, you know, being the GOAT that he is still. His work is still here. So, you know, I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say. I feel stupid by making this video, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I probably feel even more stupid if, you know what I'm saying, I did tear up or something like that. And that's not saying anybody else is or isn't, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure there's people out there, you know what I'm saying, that have, you know, teared up. Maybe they've lost somebody recently, too, as well, and they were impacted by it as well. You know, I don't know, but I don't know what to feel or say in this moment, aside from we're only here in this moment because of him. We're only here because of Dragon Ball. We're only here because of certain things that did happen in the past that are reflecting on today. And of course, like I said, it's not the only reason why we're here, of course, but it's a big part. Akira Toriyama making this series is huge. In 30 years of my life, 20 years when I started, man, I have to give it up to Toriyama for making my childhood, making my friends, making the people I met, you know, influencing, you know, certain aspects of my life, and just ultimately being curious about places and things and whatnot, and wanting to even, you know, come kind of a little bit close. You know, that's why Dragon Ball Awoken was created. You know, my own cinematic version, my own cinematic world inside of the Dragon Ball universe, you know. But with that being said, man, like I said, if you guys are as sad as me, maybe, I don't know how it impacts you, how Dragon Ball impact you. I know how it impacted me. If it impacts you like it impacted me, then, like I said, Akira Toriyama really did something for you as a child or an adult too. my adulthood, I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? Just impact you, you know what I'm saying? A part of you is created because of the work that he's made. So instead of talking you guys' ear off and whatnot, I don't know what to say. I say it so many times, I don't know what to say. Don't know if I'm even allowed to feel the way that I do. I want to take a look at the very first video that I've created on this channel. As bad as it is, I want to show you guys my part of the reason why I was inspired and how I started. This is just me, being inspired by somebody who's created, in my personal opinion, the greatest series that someone like me can relate to. And it's so many different ways, and we've got into it, and I don't want to, like I said, get into it too heavy, because I don't want to do that to y'all. I think I'd be here way longer if I was to do that. But like I said, man, this is the very first video, as bad as it is, and as crazy as it is, this is my very first video that I've ever created on any YouTube channel that I've actually made. Not a clip, not a this, not a that, an actual creation of my own. This is the very first clip. Bad as it is, but this is the very first thing. And I wouldn't be, like I said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Akira Toriyama. This is the first day. See above me in my head, this is the first day, the first piece of the pie that we have today. My very first video. I do no streams, nothing. This is the very first piece of content to touch this channel, and you already know it was Dragon Ball. It had to be. This is what I did. This is what I created, because I was, like I said, Dragon Ball Awoken wouldn't be created if it weren't for Toriyama. And this piece of the puzzle, this piece of the pie, you got me. You got a character that Akira Toriyama created, and I just wouldn't be here talking to you guys if it wasn't for Akira Toriyama and making this series. And like I said, I might not even be alive today. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds, like I said, dramatic, but there's certain things in my life that I don't talk about, I don't say too much about, and I probably will never say it out in public to nobody, which a lot of people have that. But let's just say, like I said, certain things in my life I feel like saved me, and this is one of them. And all I can say is I appreciate Akira Toriyama and all of his work, and I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't. So with that being said, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Rest in paradise. I hope somewhere God has got you. I'm praying for you. And yeah. お疲れ様でした。Akira Toriyamaさん。よろしくお願いします。じゃあ、みんな、ビデオ見ています。Enjoy. Thank you guys for listening, and enjoy this video.
What the?
How can this be? Damn this despicable world! I'll destroy it all!
What are you doing? Are you insane? If you destroy the time vault, everything will disappear, gone forever. It means you'll die as well.
Fool, you think I'm not aware of that? After everything's destroyed, I'll make a new history. My history!
What? What do you mean by that? What are you thinking?
Everything! Be gone!
Demigra!
Stop! Ah.
What happened? Whoa, what is this place? Yo, a time scroll.
After everything is destroyed, I'll make a new history. My history!
What? What do you mean by that? What are you thinking? Demigra!
Stop! Ah.
Damn that demigod. I won't let this happen again. It's time to go back.
Demigra!
Stop!
Goku, I'll handle demigod. Demigod?
What are you? What in the world are you? After that, how could you still be alive? I see. You want to interfere, do you?
You guessed it.
I won't hold back then! With every ounce of my limitless divine power! We'll defeat you! You shall rue the day! I will erase your miserable life from history! If through with you, you will have never existed! No one who's ever witnessed
Shut up! Final flash!
very hopeless. Only a little more. Just a little more. You can't lose. Don't be a fool.
Just making it this far. It's amazing on its own.
You guys are right. There's no way I'll lose to the likes of you. And I will never forget. I'll say it's right.
Mm. 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 I apologize. I didn't think it was like gonna hit me, but yeah, that was my very first video that I ever made on this channel. And I just wanted to be a part of, the Dragon Ball world, and having Xenoverse being like the big one that you can create your own character and whatnot. And y'all don't know, Akira Toriyama created that whole scene. You know what I'm saying? He wrote for all the Xenoverse and whatnot. Not Dragon Ball Heroes, but he wrote for he wrote for Xenoverse. He wrote for Xenoverse 2 as well. Creating some characters and whatnot, some original characters like Demigra and whatnot. At least the design for him, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Trying not to cry, I didn't expect to, but it just I've always been inspired by the Dragon Ball series. I don't even know if I don't know if I'm even allowed to cry, you know what I'm saying? But, like I said before, whether you guys were here or not, or believe it or not, like I said, I don't think I would be here talking to you guys. I don't think I would be alive if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. So, I appreciate Akira Toriyama for bringing us a lot of good anime and bringing us Dragon Ball. I don't think I would have the friends that I have today if I didn't, know about Dragon Ball and was able to express myself through Dragon Ball. like I said, there's a lot of different things. I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, for Dragon Ball and stuff. Because in my childhood, there was little room to express yourself, at least for me in my household. So being able to see the anime and get into certain areas where I was able to watch the show and express myself and make friends because of, like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? I was able to create that. To be honest, I wasn't even gonna come back after watching my very first video, my very first edited video, voice acting as bad as it was. I wouldn't trade my first video being Dragon Ball, being able to put myself into the world, into an anime that I love so much. So, and I apologize for tearing up. I know I shouldn't have to, but I don't know. I don't even know why it happened or it came over me, but yeah. I'm probably gonna switch the stream over to Twitch. I think I'm just gonna play a crap ton of Dragon Ball games today. I don't know which ones, maybe all the ones that I like, or maybe I'll figure out and do some emulators. I don't know. But I thank y'all for coming in and sharing this moment with me. One of the late greats has gone, but his work will forever live on in us. All the works that they had going on, he's written. Hopefully we get to see at least some of his last bits of work, and Toriyama can actually finish out some of that. Yeah, I appreciate you guys again. This video won't be up for long. I'll probably keep it up here for about a week or two. But I just wanted to get my emotions and get my thoughts and stuff like that out, just on paper. And embarrassing as it is, and I probably made fun of some people, but not really. I don't really like doing that crying on camera and stream like that. But hey, it's my channel, and I guess I feel like I could be vulnerable with you guys because you guys are fam, So again, thank y'all, and I'm gonna end this out because I'm dragging it. But yeah, thank you, Akira Toriyama. お疲れ様でした。どうもありがとうございました。